Has God shown you how long it'll be till all the states are back to, well, I think we'll never, just like 9/11, it changed America forever. You can't get on an airplane like you used to. However, and I believe coronavirus will change America forever, but a degree of normalcy, when do you see that taking place?
Well, going to my time and in dream, to get back in normalcy, the next 4 months after April, we'll go into the beginning of recovery. Different states, of course, it's given to the government, but different states will begin. In the last 4 months will be restitution. Then we'll go into the next 9 months of the 2021, and we'll start seeing from now after April, we'll start seeing a lot of normalcy, because I've had dreams where people are sitting back at restaurants, they're eating, they're laughing. I've seen them back into the malls. I've seen them back. So I know that that's happening. Even beginning stages, it's going to happen quickly in some states. In other states, by all means, because that we got to remember now, it's still a hidden agenda in the Democratic government. So then you're going to have still a lot of opposing government that's Democratic.
Excuse me, when you say hidden agenda, can you define that a little better?
Well, it's really, it's a pure hatred towards Trump. Now, these Democratic governors over their states, they're going to be working under the influence of that Jezebelian spirit from Pelosi's. And I'll just go, we don't go ahead of time frame, but I've had so many dreams with Barack Obama, Hillary Clinton, Nancy Pelosi, all sitting at a table with Joe Biden. And I've seen I've heard their conversations. I've seen their faces in dreams, and they're working with the governments of the Democratic states to paralyze the church, stop the churches from really moving forward. Now, unfortunately, this is where our president has got to begin to have another master plan to, you know what, we can't, even though we're going to give authority to the government and what have you, we still got to get United States of America back as whole as quickly as possible. We can't be looking at this as a Democrat and Republican, but as United States of America, as a people, as citizen. But this is where the church has to sound the alarm, continue prophesying, continue praying. And that's my time frame. The next 4 months is going to be a time of recovery. The last 4 months is going to be restitution. And then coming to the 7 months of 2021. And, you know, that's really significant when you think about 21 anyway. Daniel wrestled with the principalities for 3 weeks. So the principalities, you know.
We know about wrestling with principalities.
Yes, if anybody knows about that, it's you and I. Wrestle with a principality. But the good news of it is God's given the church dominion and authority, because, right at Passover, you know what was happening, and not to divert the conversation or the question, but at Passover, I got a text from one of my churches in New York. It snowed the the day of Passover. It snowed in New York City.
That's crazy.
That's unprecedented that it snowed in New York City.
And you said something about weather is signs.
Yep. And I did. 100 tornadoes hit right during Passover. So I said, nature preacher, nature prophesy. So everything from being on your show from January the 3rd, January the 15th to April the 15th and the 16th came to pass. There's been documentation where the corona deaths, I did an interview with another network, what have you. They found out that the majority, even the prophetic voices, and this, I'm not going to call the names out, they got it wrong, that the numbers was not as great as they thought it was going to be, and find out. And that's what the Lord had been showing me, that it would not be overwhelming like they think it was, even though every life was precious. But the fear, that's what was causing the most damage, was the fear.
I heard you say that more fear occurred in the world. No, I'm sorry, more problems occurred in the world because of the fear than the coronavirus.
Absolutely. The fear became the mass weapon of destruction when it was embedded into people's lives. Fear done more than what the virus did. I was asked a question, what was the difference between the coronavirus and other flus or AIDS or this? And I said, nothing. It was the fear. It was the fear that paralyzed, and that was China's whole objective, was birth fear. It wasn't done through army tanks or mass weapons or atomic bombs. It was done by a virus. That's why we have got to be on guard as prophets and get on that watchtowers and let the world know, no, you don't have to walk in fear. You don't have to walk in and be intimidated. God's got prophets. He got Sid Roth Network. It's supernatural. It's out there for you to know ahead of time. And you don't have to be paralyzed by fear. But fear had done the greatest damage. And it brought people to a place of, even when they didn't have the virus, all of a sudden fear came, oh my God, I'm going to have the virus. Then the symptoms started. Fear is the weapon of Satan.
Well, I'm reminded of Job. The thing that I greatly feared has come upon me. Right there in that book. But by the way, you've met John Ramirez, a former high priest of Satan. And he said from the inside, before he was a believer, he knew that fear was the weapon used in witchcraft. And if you can get rid of fear, you get rid of everything, because the opposite of fear, faith. Without faith, you can't please God. So we're going to give you a free, it's absolutely free. There's our blessing to you, a free download PDF called No More Fear. It's a card, and it's got proclamations I want you to say every day, even if you're not dealing with fear. Now's the time to get shored up, so that, because I have to tell you, I read the book of Revelation. I read the book of Daniel. And there are some terrifically bad things ahead for the world. The timing, only God knows. As Tracy said, the devil tried to speed up the timing on this event. But the download will be available free. And right after you finish this video, if you just go to sidroth.org/fear, that's sidroth.org/fear,